So in today's video, I just put up some simple tasks in my Asana. I've just downloaded and installed the desktop version of this app, and I've just write some simple tasks. The first task would be to make a basic room in Revit, and place a simple table, and then place a simple picture frame, like setting up our composition. And the next task would be to import the model in 3ds Max and setting up the composition with a script with a script called image comp helper. The script has been around for like a decade, and you can find very useful scripts on scriptspot.com. This website has been used for I think for almost a decade or maybe more. It's a great resource for free plugins and scripts. So let me just start up a new project and set up this start working with this commercial default project with this commercial default template. There is no need for a Revit, it's just a simple one room. And if we look at our reference, we can see that this is just a plain wall, so there is no need to go into Revit. But I still want to be going to Revit because I am planning some big projects to upload to YouTube as well. So that's why I am starting with this small project. And because I want to be developing a workflow, a theme, a rhythm that we can follow along. So this is why I choose Revit, just to get you starting and get you like be comfortable with this kind of workflow, with this kind of process that takes you to the end goal. First go to my south elevation, and I'm going to delete all of these levels and views because we do not need them. By the way, you can create these levels with just the simple datum panel level and then grid. Now I am going to go to my level 1, and let me just delete the foundation, roof framing, site plan. Let's just create the grid first. Okay, click on the grid, and there is no need to create the grid, but I am still going to do this. I'm going to create the grid at 10 feet apart and from the top as well. I am going to name this A. You can see that I've started wrong. I'm just going to untick and tick it over here. So there is no need to create the grid, but I am just going to do it anyways because when we go a little bit big with the project, I want you guys to be prepared, like what is the process, like how we want to be going from stage A to stage B. So that's why I am using this process and using Revit in between. So I want the room to be like 10 by 15. I am going to click on this rectangular region, 20 by 15 should I say. So 15 feet and most probably 20 feet. So my grid was not accurate. Edit boundary. If I, this is 15 and this is 20, this is 10 and this is 11, there is the problem. 10 feet and then 10 feet. So now it's okay. Let me just check my other grids. This is 10 feet and this is 10 feet. So this is just the conceptualized box that I want to be creating. This is just detail lines. They are not visible in the 3D views. If I click on the 3D view, you can see the grid lines are here, but the detail lines are not visible in the 3D view. I am going to open the 3D view to my second monitor and it will be open all the time. So the next thing would be to create the walls, and I am going to create this generic 12 inches wall, and I am not going to click on this edit type and go to structure and put on these like some outside of the boundary is masonry or some brick, or this wall is something, this wall is this how many inches thick or not, because this thing does not matter in 3ds Max. Our goal is to import this geometry into 3ds Max. So that's why the only thing is important that if we click on the basic wall, I am going to just go like with this modify toolbar, go to, let me just click on this south elevation, and this is labeled roof. I am going to just name this to level 2, and we do not have a floor plan for this. If we go to our views tab and click on this plan view, and we are going to create this plan view for the level 2, and it automatically knows that we don't have a level 2. So back into level 1 and back to wall tool, and I am going to go to level 2 for the wall height, and I am going to click on this wall center, and chain is okay, and base offset is set to 0. Just I am going to click on these, click here and then here. Now this is the wall which has been completed. You can see that the wall is interactively being made into this 3D view. That's why I like to use a lot of monitors as well, because I want to be looking at my reference and working on my other monitors. The next thing would be to create some simple floor and ceiling. Now I just duplicated this level 1 floor plan by right click and duplicate view and duplicate. So this floor plan and this floor plan, the difference is that in this version we can see the detail hash lines, and whatever detail like 2D drafting details we can do, like if I create this line, I cannot see it neither here or neither here in the 3D plan. So this is the detail view, and this is without the detail. I am going to load up some basic, maybe window family, or not the window family. I think first I will be creating the floor geometry uh, floor by clicking on this simple architectural floor and generic 12 inches floor, and I am going to just draw this simple uh, rectangular boundary line, and I am going to click on close, and you can see that the floor has been created. Okay, the next thing would be to create the ceiling. We could go into ceiling plan and just sketch out some simple ceiling. I am going to click on the ceiling, automatic ceiling, and I am going to click on this generic ceiling. And for the ceiling height, I think I'm going to go with 9 feet. Okay, I've just accidentally clicked on the ceiling twice. I'm just going to click on it and delete it. And if we look it in the 3D plan, the ceiling is at 9 feet, and if I go to my south elevation, our level 2 is set to like 12 feet. That's okay. uh, I think I'm going to go with the ceiling height of 9 feet is fine, but I'm going to lower this level to 10 feet. You can see that I lowered this level to 10 feet and it has been automatically updated in the 3D view. The next thing would be like to we just switch to shaded view. So this is the simple room that we have created in Revit. And hidden lines, go back to hidden lines. The next thing would be to place a simple window to this side, and let's see if this project template have some simple window. And indeed, yes, it does. I am going to go with this fixed window, 36 by 48 inches, and I am going to click on this edit type and see the height is 4 feet and sill height is 3 feet, which is fine, and width is 3 feet, which is also fine, which means that this window is 4 by 3. Sill height means that the window is going to be like from this bottom to this top. Let me just we could place the window here in 3D and place the window here in this plan as well. I am going to just click on this plan, and you can see that the window has been updated in 3D. Just let me click on the modify tool by pressing the MD, and if I go to the window, you can see that the cell height, which is indicating that this is 3 feet, and these temporary dimensions are showing from middle to like to this wall, wall face. So cell height is 3 feet of this window, and this window should be like 4 by 3 window. And if we look at our concept, our reference, you can see that I want the window from my right hand side, and I will be placing the HDR from, or the sunlight, like the sun from this side, and I want the shadows to be falling off to this side. Now I want a simple table, and the simple table is not part of this template. So let me just go to the insert tab and go to load family, and you have to download your families from the Autodesk website. And I just downloaded this English library, and I am going to navigate to furniture and possibly table, and just look around for some simple table. This is fine. This will be, just this just illustrate better of what I want to be, doing modeling in 3ds Max. And we haven't saved our project. Let me just save the project to my working location, and I am going to go for this Revit model. And I did already tested, this test file. I am going to just roam O2, and I am going to click on this options, and that's a huge number. I am going to just put a one backup copy and click on save. The table has been loaded, and I am going to just click on this architectural tab and click on this place component, and it should be, top, and just click on here and hit escape a couple of times. Now the next thing would be, to visualize our composition like through the camera view. So I am going to the views tab and click on this 3D view and camera, and click somewhere here, and then click somewhere here, and that creates a 3D view. And I am going to untick this crop view. I'm going to just roughly place this at the location. So as composition wise, this is good, and I'm going to just click on this ceiling and double press the HH key to hide the ceiling. And the next thing would be, get this picture frame, and I think I'm going to model in place in this 3D view. Just model a simple, a box, a square. I'm going to just go for a generic model and picture frame. I am going to do some simple extrusions, like let me just first pick my reference plane, and I am going to click on this, so I know that what I am going to be, drawing on, what reference plane I am going to draw this frame. 3 feet by 2 feet would be great, although we will see in 3ds Max if this thing is looking good or not. Remember, this is just a placeholder for this, and I'm going to look into my 3D view and look into my composition. So let me just zoom in, and this would be probably the roughly the composition. So let me just move this, possibly this picture frame, over to this side, and I just press the MV key, which is the shortcut for this move tool, and just move a little bit up, and that's about it. Time for a quick break. So we are back after the quick break. This is probably far as I want to go into Revit, and I am going to hit Ctrl S and save the file and go to my 3ds Max. And one thing to remember, that whatever version of Revit you are using, you have to use the same exact version of 3ds Max to be able to better uh, import or link the Revit file uh, in it. And I'm going to reset the temporary hide isolate as well. So hit Control yes, and let me switch to 3ds Max and do the import process and set up the composition.